Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here today and choosing to take a moment out of your day to realign and recalibrate your nervous system, especially right now when we are being bombarded with a lot of information that is not only distressing but is very difficult to process, while at the same time being completely gaslit and disgustingly treated by our own United States government. They think that we're dumb, but we're not. This is the last straw that they have, so they're throwing everything at the wall in order to save themselves. But it was actually the most idiotic thing for Trump and all of these criminals to do, to put himself in the hot seat of the top most seen political seat in the United States. Nobody wants to be associated with him except the people that are criminally tied to him, which is exactly what's happening right now in the DOJ. So I want you to know that none of this is normal. We are currently being forced into a fear state or into an anxiety state by our own government because this is calculated by them. And if we know and accept that fact, then we can bring the power back into ourselves, because that means that we no longer are hypnotized by the BS going on, right? So once we can call out the truth and we can see what their tactics are, their psychological tactics that they think they're gonna get through to us, yeah, okay, here's what I gotta say to fucking that shit. So, and I really don't give a fuck about how I present the information, how I present the facts on here, because they clearly don't care about people's lives. So I could give two shits how I present the information, and if my curse words are not your cup of tea, then go to a different video, or you can learn to deal with it, because it's a really important time right now, and utilizing this kind of language is just going to come out when you're talking about people calculatingly and intentionally forcing people into these really, disorienting states of mind. So, with all of that, we're going to get into a really quick just breathing exercise so we can just bring this power back into ourselves. So once we acknowledge that this is what's happening, we know that these negative things are being forced upon us through the media, that it's clearly bought out by billionaires, so they're going to control the mainstream narrative at all times. So we're going to keep getting fed lies and breadcrumbs from mass media. So we can't really trust mass media to do the right thing right now, because they are bought out by the criminals that are currently trying to hide. So while we accept this and acknowledge this part, we can also remind ourselves that we are in charge of what is allowed in our energy field, or what is allowed in our conscious, what is allowed in our hearts. We control what goes in, and we also control what goes out. We also control what we can do with that information when we receive it, and we can control how we deal with it. Right now is the time to speak up. It is not time to be silent. It is time to really be present in this reality. As much as you want to disassociate, this is the time to hunker down and to get serious about action and change that you want to see in the world. If you are staying silent during this time, but you still want to help in some way, reach out to different community groups and figure out how you can make a difference while trying to stay, off social media, or you want to stay silent. I don't agree with staying silent right now. However, if you really feel like you're fearing for your life and you don't have a choice, then get useful in a different way. You can always rechannel that energy and that motivation and that inspiration to do something into something else if you don't want to utilize your vocals and your platforms to your advantage. So once we have reminded ourselves that we hold the power, we have the control over ourselves, then we can start to bring in that neutrality and that clarity again, and taking all of the frazzled thoughts and scatteredness of our brain and settling it back down into a clear focus of, okay, what did I want to do today with this information? How can I make a difference right now? Or what can I plan right now that I may not be able to do in this moment, but I can do later on? We need to start to utilize our own magic on a more consistent basis. Our own magic simply can be transforming this information that you hear into an actionable change, or into art, or into meaningful work that will help positively create ripples throughout your neighborhoods and your communities. So we're going to start by taking one deep breath, because right now I'm sure you're watching this video and you have like a lump in your heart or like in your chest, and it's like a really heavy kind of, it's either really heavy or it's a very kind of like expansive yet restricted kind of feeling in your chest. That means that we're really, really tense up here. So what we're gonna do first is just take one deep breath in, as deep as you can, and then let it go. Just start moving the body, start moving the breath around so we can release this tension, okay? So one deep breath, and then what I want you to do is lift your arms up over your head. And you're gonna shake your hands like that. Shake your hands like that, shake it out. What this will do, it'll loosen up your shoulders and your shoulder blades and your back a little bit, and your wrists at the same time. And then bring them down. And now what we're going to do is an upper chest release. So if your heart or your chest center is really tense, then you're gonna pull across your chest here and start to loosen up all of that tissue up here. And as you are releasing that tension in your chest, you're going to breathe. I have the power to control my energy field and what goes in it, what affects it, and what goes out of it. I have control over how I feel, not what others are forcing onto me or projecting onto me. I know my morals, I know my stance and where I align with, and I know that my morals to be compassionate and loving toward all beings is not wrong. It is right. It is so right. And no one can tell me otherwise. No one can tell me that somebody is lower than me. We are all equal. We all deserve the love, the support, the food, the water, the basic needs that we all need as humans. No one is above the rest. Alright, take one more deep breath. Hands above the head. No need to shake, just hold for a second. Bring the elbows back toward the ears and release. One more time, hands above the head. Bring the shoulders back and release. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch our shoulder blades. So we're going to take this arm, bring it across the body, and take the opposite arm, and you're going to bring it over your crossed arm, and you're going to pull toward your body, so you're stretching your shoulder blades. Make sure you do your deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and release. Shake it out, roll it out, whatever you want to do. And we're going to do the opposite arm. So bring the other arm across, opposite arm on top, and pull back. Breathe. If you're still really tense, you're going to breathe on the exhale through your mouth. And when you are less tense, you can start to exhale through the nose. One more deep breath. Do a little bit of a tug backwards and release. Slowly release the arm down. So what we're going to do is bring both of our arms into a 90-degree angle in front of our face, and then we're going to inhale. As the chest cavity opens, we are squeezing our shoulder blades back, but we are not tensing up here. We're keeping a poised and relaxed shoulder blade while still pressing the shoulder blades back. And on the exhale, we're going to bring our arms forward and open. Some really slow windmills. This is again going to open up the chest on each individual side, and I highly recommend doing deep breaths as you do it, because that brings that deep oxygen into the tissues that you're stretching and allows them to recalibrate. So basically, while our tissues are tense, they're in kind of like a scrambled kind of form like that. But what bringing oxygen to the tissues and the muscles does, it brings it back into a patterned state. So this is why yin yoga is so wonderful, because the practice on its own just promotes deep breathing. It's a slow, relaxing practice where you don't feel like you need to do heavy breathing or breath of fire, kundalini breathing at all. So if you would like to do a really deep whole body tissue release, highly recommend doing yin yoga. You can find so many videos on YouTube about it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take one of our arms. Make sure you have nothing behind you. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Sorry. Okay, let's do two more. One. Yeah, great. Two. Wonderful. Okay, switch to the other side. Nice. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed as you do this, not tensed up like that. Wherever your flexibility allows you to go there. If you feel like you're really, really intense with the tightness in your shoulders or anywhere in your body, massage that out. That is like a tissue buildup right there that you want to get rid of. So either take a gua sha tool or a scraper tool or a massage gun and do some massage on that bad boy. That'll really, really loosen it up, and then revisit the stretch that you were really, really tight with and see how much you have improved. I can't tell you how many times that I've done that and have been amazed by the results of that. So let's just do a quick 2 more with both arms, 2 or 3 more. Center. Now we're going to release the neck a little bit, so be gentle with yourself. You don't have to force it. However you feel comfortable, utilize that range of motion, breathe into it, and start really bringing in that strong sense of centeredness and groundedness into your heart, into your being, into your solar plexus, your root chakra, bringing that confidence back into the root of yourself so you can carry forward with a strong head on your shoulders and you're ready to take on the world. So let's do some neck rolls. Here we go. You can either rest your hands in your lap or on your knees. I like to do it on my knees. Pick a side and start rolling. Let's go the other way. Awesome job. Now just roll the shoulders a little bit now that we've gotten these loosened up, and we're going to do some spinal massages here. So for this, you're going to sit on the ground and you're going to roll your hips basically. So you're going to go to one side forward, and when you're forward, you're going to kind of lift your butt back. And then when you come rolling around the back, you're going to push your pelvis forward and then reverse when you get back to the front. So you're going to tuck in and then tuck away with your hips. Tuck in and then tuck away. Let's do 2 more. And switch to the other side. Take a deep breath into the center. Smile to yourself, to your heart. We are not afraid. We take a stand in everything that we stand for. just do some deep breaths right now and really bring in that last bit of confidence and strength and joy back into our beings. With each breath, we are inhaling neutrality, clarity, love, wonder, curiosity, strength, bravery, and peace back into our beings, our souls, our bodies. We are recalling that energy back into ourselves. We are expelling the heavy energy from our beings right now. We are letting it go. Transmute it through the heart and release it through the third eye. Feel the heaviness and the attachment release from your third eye. Feel it pulling outward as you exhale, collecting all of the bad frequencies and emotions as you inhale, gathering them up in a ball inside your lungs, inside your chest, and exhaling all of that gunk through your third eye. It may help you to focus your gaze at your third eye by looking up through your forehead so you can direct the energy exactly where you want it to go. Inhale all that goodness, feel it through your body. Allow it to breathe through you, allow it to pulsate through your veins. Really feel that joy and that love being brought back into your body and your heart. And focus on that exhale as you release all of that clutter through your brain, through your third eye. Reclaim and release. Reclaim and release. Reclaim and release. Reclaim and release. Your body will naturally soften and will automatically start breathing this practice wherever you are, wherever you go, whenever you need it. It is here. You have the power to recalibrate and reset and recover and rejuvenate anything that life throws at you. You can overcome it. Believe that. Have a good evening, everybody. Take care. Peace and love.